Now, as a South African, if somebody infringes on my intellectual property, what do I do? Is there some type of legal recourse for me?
When it comes to infringements, the first thing with trademarks, patents and designs to know is that you must register your right to be able to enforce it as a statutory intellectual property right. So if you have a new invention and you did not register it as a patent, then you have no right, and the same with designs, and to a limited extent also trademarks. The only statutory right that does not require registration is copyright. Copyright arises automatically the moment an original work is reduced to a material form. So firstly, you need to be sure that you have established a right, and if you have established a right, these are typically enforced through the High Court or High Court litigation. Ultimately, it means civil litigation in court. Mostly, in my experience, though, these matters can be resolved either between the parties directly. Sometimes it's inadvertent, it's not always intentional that infringements occur, or through a lawyer's letter of demand. But in worst case scenarios, these things do end up in the High Court.
Now, with all this information at my fingertips, how do I ensure that I'm not infringing on somebody else's intellectual property?
In the case of trademarks, you would do a trademark availability search. I mean, you start by just Googling and making sure that nobody else is using the name or the design that you have in mind, because if they are, there's a very good chance that they have registered a trademark or a design or have copyright in it. So do some common sense common law searches for yourself. If still unsure, then we can do patent register searches, design register searches, trademark register searches. In the case of copyright, don't plagiarize somebody else's work. Don't go cut and paste from somebody else's work and think you're going to get away with it. Where copyright is concerned, particularly where there's artistic works, textile designs and so on, I've often come across the idea people have that you can change, I don't know, there's a percentage that floats around, it changes 20%, 30%, 40% of somebody else's design, and then you escape from copyright infringement. That's not the case. There's no hard and fast rule like that. If you adapt somebody else's artwork to the extent where original or substantial features of that artwork remains recognizable in your work, it's still copyright infringement.